Hey, T-Sabers. Whew. Lord. Let me get caught up on this so that I can be ready. Ready, Freddy. I don't know what to say about old Cardi B. And she big pregnant. Big pregnant. But before we get on Cardi, big pregnant Cardi. Let me get on this before my screen start getting stuck. I'm on that device this time. Katt Williams. Katt Williams. Reggie, Carol. And this cat right here, that's security. That seems to be the reason why he is unalive. Let's hear what they saying. Let's hear what they saying on the news. On the news. Y'all ready?
This man. Family and friends of a man shot and killed in the Mid-South are talking to Fox 13 as new information comes out about this investigation. South Haven police today identified a suspect in last week's shooting. Trinell Williams is now charged with the murder of Baltimore comedian Reginald Carroll. Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre explained what Carroll's family says he was doing in South Haven.
Reggie Carroll's family in Baltimore says they have so many questions with very few answers about his death.
Man, it's like, you know what I mean, your family member, your
yeah, this is the cat that was talking, that was blaming. Oh, I wish Pressure was here. So it was his brother. It was his brother who was talking to, indirectly to Katt Williams, who was saying he was at Katt Williams' house. Now, I know some T-shippers said that they, are familiar with the area and that it was not his Katt Williams' house, but the guy that's about to come up, not this one, the other cat, was his brother from whom I got that word from. Let's go.
This is senseless, man.
Family and friends of a man shot and killed in the Mid-South are talking to Fox 13 as new information comes out about this investigation. South Haven police today identified a suspect in last week's shooting. Trinell Williams is now charged with the murder of Baltimore comedian Reginald Carroll. Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre explained what Carroll's family says he was doing in South Haven.
Reggie Carroll's family in Baltimore says they have so many questions with very few answers about his death.
Man, it's like, you know what I mean, your family member, your brother, your close relative, man, and they go out of town.
Kemp Earl.
And something happened to him, and you don't know what exactly.
Monday morning, 6 days after what police called an isolated shooting, South Haven PD confirmed they arrested Trinell Williams for Carroll's murder. Carroll's brother, Kemp Earl, explained to me why Carroll was in South Haven.
Here down there with Katt Williams.
According to Carroll's Instagram page, he was traveling on Katt Williams' current Heaven on Earth comedy tour. 3 independent sources confirmed Trinell Williams was also on the tour as security. Fellow comedian Gerald Kelly says he's still in disbelief his friend is dead.
I'm still numb. I'm frustrated. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to war.
To Carroll's Instagram page, he was traveling on Katt Williams' current Heaven on Earth comedy tour. 3 independent sources confirmed Trinell Williams was also on the tour as security. Fellow comedian Gerald Kelly says He's still in disbelief. His friend
There go
is
Monique,
dead.
right?
I'm still numb.
That was Monique and
I'm
Katt.
frustrated. I'm ready.
Carroll's Instagram page. He was traveling on Katt Williams' current Heaven on Earth comedy tour. 3 independent sources confirmed Trinell Williams was also on the tour as security. Fellow comedian Gerald Kelly says he's still in disbelief.
So there go Monique
His friend is dead.
and Katt. I don't know where they are.
I'm still
There go Katt.
numb. I'm frustrated. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to war. We need answers.
I went to the home on Burton Lane in South Haven where police say the shooting happened. It's also listed as Trinell Williams' last known address. I found a request to vacate the property on the door addressed to Onyx Owl, LLC, a clothing line owned by Katt Williams. The reason behind the request, according to the note.
Okay, so there we go. This is why I said what I was saying the other day. So right here, they're saying it's a business that is Kevin Long, Trinell Williams, well, yeah, if that was my family member and they came up, ooh, shout out to Kane Life 8 months. Sweet tea. He said, hello, AunTeaFee. Hey, Kane Life. 8-month membership. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. So it's saying 14-day notice for criminal activity. Oh, yeah. But if I was a family member and my family member was unalived here in any shape, form, or fashion, if Katt Williams is associated, I would say that it was at his house.
Owned by Katt Williams. The reason behind the request to vacate the property on the door addressed to Onyx Owl, LLC, a clothing line owned by Katt Williams. The reason behind the request, according to the note, is a shooting that resulted in an arrest last Wednesday.
Man, Red shouldn't be dead right now.
In South Haven, Jeremy Pierre, Fox 13 News.
Fox 13 did reach out to Onyx
I
Owl
get
about
it.
that notice on the home and the shooting. So far, we've not heard back.
Yeah, I probably
This is senseless, man.
will be
Family
saying
and
the
friends
same
of a
thing
man
too.
shot and killed in the
Condolences
Mid-South
to the
are
family. Condolences to the family. 52. What happened? What happened in that house for him to be unalive? And what else did I see? Ooh, they showed that shooting. I mean, that fight inside of 201 Popular, where that cat that had escaped. Manager for 7 years. Oh, yeah, I don't understand how that fight went down like that. And the police right there. I mean, guards or whatever you want to call them. But anyway, I wanted to touch bases on that before I get off into the Cardi B. Y'all please come in, hitting the like button if you don't mind. Cardi B big pregnant. I know this was a long time ago. I wonder why did it take so long?
Does plaintiff have another witness to call?
Yes, plaintiff called defendant Cardi B as a hostile witness.
Hostile witness. Paper out. Yo Gotti on stage. Ooh, they pulling up that Yo Gotti stuff. Yo Gotti and who? It better not be Yo Gotti and Quet. Oh,
act like it's all good. That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? The first time I even met little dude on the studio. First time. You seen everybody out the studio. Like, let me holler at dog.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like, man, you got your own everything.
See, this is what it's really about to me with
You got this, you got that. You like, bro, I'm telling you, we can do this, we can do that.
for him to go around telling people
like, you ain't like Zilla. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Zilla.
how he had to
Starlito. I ain't gotta hold you.
how he had to
These are
talk all bad about his other artists. That right there.
act like it's all good. That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? The first time I even met little dude.
Little dude.
Studio. First time. You seen everybody out the studio. Like, let me holler at dog. Like, man, you got your own everything. Where you popping. You like, but you got the money, you got your team, you got this, you got that. You like, bro, I'm telling you, we can do this, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't like Zilla. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Zilla. You ain't like Starlito. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Starlito. I ain't gotta babysit you like them. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but
why you talking about your artists?
You gonna really sit and downplay your artists and throw your artists up on the bus to try to persuade me in to come over there?
Yeah.
So it was like a red alert the first time I met him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but Quint Mouth, he ain't say nothing about that though, did he? He ain't say nothing about Dolph having issues with how he downplay his artists to get an artist. So he'll backdoor a downplay just to upgrade. Yeah. So like he talking about, I know for a fact. You don't know nothing, dude. You repeating the same shit everybody else repeating. You know,
Time I met him.
flunky.
You feel like
I
you're gonna see
respect
about
I showed y'all this long time ago. They was jamming to him. Keon over there jamming to him. Yeah.
Getting fake and act like it's all good. That's understandable. You know what I'm saying?
YOGOTTI calling out Dolph to the stage, to jamming to him. Yeah. It ain't my first time seeing this footage. My TC sippers done seen this before. Yeah.
you feel like
I
you're gonna see
respect
about
that. Getting fake.
Dolph was jamming, and guess who was jamming Dolph's song? Yeah.
Act like it's all
Head
good.
start.
That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? The first time I even met little dude go on the studio. First time. You seen everybody out the studio. Like, let me holler at dog. Like, man, you got your own everything. Where you popping. You like, but you got the money, you got your team, you got this, you got that. You like, bro, I'm telling you, we can do this, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't like Zilla. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Zilla. You ain't like Starlito. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Starlito. I ain't gotta babysit you like them. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but it's my first time meeting you. You gonna really sit and downplay your artists and throw your artists up on the bus to try to persuade me in to come over there? So it's like a red alert the first time. It's my first time meeting you. You gonna really sit and downplay your artists and throw your artists up on the bus to try to persuade me in to come over there? So it's like a red alert the first time I met him.
you feel like
I
you're gonna see
respect
about
that. act like it's all good. That's understandable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's you know, that's how he felt about it.
That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? The first time I even met little dude, go in the studio. First time.
Let me get to this. He sent everybody out just to pump up dog. Pump you up. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's get back to Cardi. Yeah, I uploaded that one I spoke about Paul Hagman right before this one, so y'all go check it out. Let's see. It was just here. I just had it up. Cardi, big pregnant. Big pregnant. Girl, you almost should have just settled. You know you put your hands on this lady. I don't even know why you even played this game, but let's go.
Ma'am, may I please have you stand right next to the corporate? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state?
Does plaintiff have another witness to call?
Yes, plaintiff called defendant Cardi B as a hostile witness.
Thank you.
Ma'am, may I please have you stand right next to the corporate? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give and the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. May I please have you state and swear your first and last name for the record?
My name is Jacqueline Morales.
May I please have you spell it?
The whole thing? D-E-L-C-A-L-I-S-K-L-N.
She don't want to spell her own name.
Great, thank you. You may take a seat, please. Mark your step.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming back. Good afternoon, Ms. Almanzar.
She's gonna look different tomorrow, DJ.
Almanzar, Cardi B, or it doesn't matter?
I mean, y'all can call me Cardi.
You feeling better today?
Maybe.
And I'll need you to speak up, man.
Yeah.
Hard to hear you.
Yeah, a little better.
Your birthday is October 11, 1992.
Yes.
You're left-handed.
Yes.
Hmm.
Are you the firstborn child?
To my mom.
Did you take any medication, drugs, or alcohol that would affect your ability to testify today?
No.
On the date of the incident, did you have black hair, blonde hair, or different color hair?
I quite don't remember. I do know I had a hoodie on.
Okay. Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
Neither. None.
They're wigs.
Ain't none of them hurt.
Sorry, I didn't know that. It's a good week today, then.
Oh, he didn't like the short black. Where in the world?
Do you have any affiliation at this time with a gang? Objection, Your Honor. Motion that violates the
Yeah, they don't want folks to know they part of a gang.
your fingernails. Can you show them to us for all of us to see? How long are those fingernails?
They short
Just your
compared to
best
what she normally wear.
I want you to take a ruler to it, but if you were to give your estimate, is that half an inch, 1 inch, 2
I
inch?
think it has to be less than an inch.
And
Way less than an inch.
can you show them to us again? All right. Are they pointy?
Back
these are not-
in
they are
19
not
or
pointy,
something,
they're like
she
circle, oval,
when
Are
she
those your
attacked
real nails or
a girl at the
fake
doctor's office
fake nails.
and cut her with
If I wanted you to
in the
change
face with
them
her long
to
fingernails.
3-inch nails, how long would it take for you to do that right now?
Well, it really depends. Like these are like glued on, so they will be a little bit quicker. Sometimes I do acrylic, which can last me on for 2 weeks. I will literally have to take like 2 hours to melt them off if they're acrylically on.
On December 24th, 2018, do you remember going to 8920 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills?
December?
I'm sorry. February 24th of 2018.
You didn't hear me? You can't hear me? Mimi?
Yes.
Sure, what's the yes or no?
Yeah, yes. Is it-
Okay. Do you know Dr. Aziz Olai?
She assaulted a girl at the doctor's office
No,
back
Do you
in
know Miss
2019, I
Parsons in that
think.
building?
no,
Do you know Brianne Soraya who's in that building?
no.
Who do you know in that?
Okay, James, thank you.
Well, at the time, I went to see Dr. Finke. I had an appointment with him that day. So that's who I went to see that day. Do I personally know him? No.
When you went to see him, were you seeing him as a friend or as a patient?
As a patient,
When you went to see him, it was a Saturday, correct?
yes.
And you filled out an intake form and you signed some other documents that he would be your treating doctor, correct?
No, for that day, yes. I don't live in LA, so.
I understand. You came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, correct?
Jersey and Atlanta.
I understand. So when you went to see Dr. Finke on February 24th of 2018, when you went to see him, you went to see him as a patient.
Yes.
And you got medical treatment from him, whether it was for 1 minute or an hour or longer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How much time did you spend?
You need to answer yes or no.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she be on some stuff sometimes.
How long did you spend with the doctor that day?
I'll say about 25 to 30 minutes.
Please hit the like button
Not
as you
that
come
time.
in.
Not that much.
And when you were there on that date with Dr. Finke, did he examine you?
Yes, he examined my baby for a little bit.
And what baby was that? What number?
Number 1.
Oh, that was the first child you ever had.
That's my first child, yes.
Oh,
You
wow.
were 25 years
Thank you,
old.
Dana, for the
Yes.
floating hearts. I greatly
Was
appreciate
the same
it.
age as you at the time?
No.
So this was her first child.
Besides examination, what did Dr. Finke do for you, that judge?
Assistant. We're not here for her medical care.
Yes, sir. Did you keep Dr. Finke's, well, sorry, who referred you to Dr. Finke?
I asked somebody to find me like a very upscale private doctor. So I was like, I need to go to the doctor's like tomorrow. Like I feel so weird. And they were like, we're gonna find somebody. And that's just how it goes.
When you were outside in the hallway before you entered Dr. Finke's office, did you see this individual, Imani Ellis, in the hallway?
She was waiting for, she was right in front. As soon as the door of the elevator opened, she was waiting, I guess, for the elevator. She was going inside the elevator.
And you were coming outside of the elevator?
Yes.
Do you know approximately what time it was when this occurred?
About, I guess, like in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, around there. Yeah, 1 something.
Have you ever seen Dr. Finke either before or after February 24th of 2018?
No.
When you went to Dr. Finke's office, your security guard drove you there?
Yes.
His name is Karan Newton?
He was my security guard. Yes.
Did you have more than one?
It depends, but he was just my main one, yes, at the time.
Did he go up with you to the medical center?
No, I didn't want him to know that I was going to an OBGYN.
You didn't want your security guard to know that?
No.
Why?
First and first, I didn't want people to know that I was pregnant. Second, I was a little like, I don't want a guy that I work with to know I'm going to a vagina doctor.
Did you trust your security guard? Have you ever seen Dr. Finke either before or after February 24th of 2018?
No.
When you went to Dr. Finke's office, your security guard drove you there?
Yes.
His name is Karan Newton?
He was my security guard. Yes.
Did you have more than one?
It depends, but he was just my main one, yes, at the time.
Did he go up with you to the medical center?
No, I didn't want him to know that I was going to an OBGYN.
You didn't want your security guard to know that?
No.
Why?
First and first, I didn't want people to know that I was pregnant. Second, I was a little like, I don't want a guy that I work with to know I'm going to a vagina doctor.
Okay. Did you trust your security guard?
In certain ways, yes. In certain ways, no. I don't know. Sometimes you just really don't trust everybody in your business. You don't want everybody in your business.
Do you remember what floor you were on when you exited the elevator?
The 5th floor.
At any time did your security guard come into the building after learning about there being some kind of incident in the building?
He was waiting for me, like, not necessarily like inside. He was like waiting for me like by the exit, like by the door. Around there, yeah.
Do you remember the building?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Well, I kind of remember, but I do know that he was waiting for me by the door.
And you're talking about the lobby area with
Yes.
take the stairs up?
Mm-hmm.
So he was inside the building or right outside?
I don't really recall, but he was like, maybe it wasn't the inside, it wasn't the outside, but he wasn't like in, like deep in. He was like waiting for me by the door. And the door, he had it open for me to come out.
All right. So would you consider that your security guard was with you at the time, whether it was upstairs, downstairs? In your mind, would you agree that your security guard was with you at the building? Is that fair? Was your security guard with you in the lobby of the building at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard on February 24th, 2018?
In the lobby, yes, when I was exiting. when I was
But
exiting.
He was in the lobby with you.
In the lobby. I can't say it was with me because we was leaving. He never went upstairs, so.
Okay. Do you know if your security guard, Karan Newton, spoke with Miss Ellis at any time that day?
He did not tell me he spoke to her at all.
Do you know if he did?
He told me he didn't. So I'm
Did
going to
you
go
ask
with his
him?
word. No, because I was like, I told him like what happened upstairs. He was like, damn, I should have went upstairs. But he never told me that he spoke or seen her. So I wouldn't know.
You came to this courthouse with another fine gentleman security guard, correct?
Yes.
Objection, relevance. Sustained.
And when you go to different places with your security guard, if an incident occurs where you're threatened, or you're injured, or anything happens,
Yes.
aren't they supposed to come help you?
Objection, relevance. Sustained. Why don't we move on?
You don't have to answer. When the incident occurred, did you call your security guard or send him a text message or do anything to let your security guard who was with you know that something happened where you wanted his help?
Objection, argumentative as to with
I told him like, yo, you wouldn't even believe what just happened upstairs. And he was like, what happened? And I practically told him like, I'll tell you later, like when I leave. I'm like, wait for me. But I told him like, wait for me downstairs, like by the door. And that's what I told him.
If you were in any danger, would you call your security guard or would you call the police or would you call both? Or do nothing? Did you feel that you were in danger on February 24th, 2018 when you were upstairs on the 5th floor?
For like those 50 seconds, yeah. After I went to my appointment and like the argument just passed me, I didn't even mind it anymore.
Did your attorney show you a photograph of Dr. Finke to refresh your recollection as to who the doctor was that you saw on that date?
Yes.
And you had a different set of attorneys before, in 2022 and 2023. Did they do the same thing?
No, they didn't.
So, do you know what's discovery?
Yes.
What are form interrogatories?
Oh, I don't know what that means.
What is special interrogatory?
I do not know.
What are requests for admission? And it will ask if there are any witnesses to this incident.
Okay, can y'all hear now?
Who the doctor occurs where you're threatened or you're injured or anything happens.
Can you hear now?
Aren't they supposed to come help you?
Objection, relevance. Why don't we move on?
You don't have to answer.
Awesome.
When the incident occurred, did you call your security guard or send him a text message or do anything to let your security guard who was with you know that something happened where you wanted his help?
Objection, argumentative as to with
I told him like.
I don't know how far, I don't know when it stops, so I'm gonna go here.
Medical?
No, I didn't want him to know that I was going to an OBGYN.
You didn't want your security guard to know that?
No,
Why?
I don't. Well, first, I didn't want people to know that I was pregnant. Second, I was a little like, I don't want a guy that I work with to know I'm going to a vagina doctor.
Okay. Did you trust your security guard?
In certain ways, yes. In certain ways, no. I don't know. Sometimes you just really don't trust everybody in your business. You don't want everybody in your business.
Do you remember what floor you were on when you exited the elevator?
The 5th floor.
At any time did your security guard come into the building after learning about there being some kind of incident in the building?
He was waiting for me, like, not necessarily like inside. He was like waiting for me like by the exit, like by the door. Around there, yeah.
Like do you remember the building?
Yes.
You remember?
Well, I kind of remember, but I do know that he was waiting for me by the door.
And you're talking about the lobby area where you
Yes.
take the stairs up?
Mm-hmm.
So
The
he was
lobby.
inside the building or right outside?
I don't really recall, but he was like, maybe it wasn't the inside, it wasn't the outside, but he wasn't like like deep in. He was like waiting for me by the door. And the door, he had it open for me to come out.
All right. So would you consider that your security guard was with you at the time, whether it was upstairs, downstairs? In your mind, would you agree that your security guard was with you at the building? Is that fair? Was your security guard with you in the lobby of the building at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard on February 24th, 2018?
In the lobby, yes, when I was exiting. When I was exiting.
He was in the lobby with you?
In the lobby. I can't say he was with me because we was leaving. He never went upstairs, so.
Okay. Do you know if your security guard, Karan Newton, spoke with Miss Ellis at any time that day?
He did not tell me he spoke to her at all.
Do you know if he did?
He told me he didn't. So I'm
Did
going to
you
go
ask
with his
him?
word. No, because I was like, I told him like what happened upstairs. He was like, damn, I should have went upstairs. But he never told me that he spoke or seen her. So I wouldn't know.
You came to this courthouse with another fine gentleman security guard, correct?
Yes.
And when you go to different places with your security guard, if an incident occurs where you're threatened or you're injured or anything happens,
Yes.
aren't they supposed to come help you?
Why don't we go on?
You don't have to answer. When the incident occurred, did you call your security guard or send him a text message or do anything to let your security guard who was with you know that something happened where you wanted his help?
Objection, argumentative as to with.
I told him like, yo, you wouldn't even believe what just happened upstairs. He was like, what happened? And I practically told him like, I'll tell you later, like when I leave. I'm like, wait for me. But I told him like, wait for me downstairs, like by the door. And that's what I told him.
If you were in any danger, would you call your security guard or would you call the police or would you call both? Or do nothing? Did you feel that you were in danger on February 24th, 2018 when you were upstairs on the 5th floor?
For like those 50 seconds, yeah. After I went to my appointment and like the argument just passed me, I didn't even mind it anymore.
Did your attorney show you a photograph of Dr. Finke to refresh your recollection as to who the doctor was that you saw on that day?
Yes.
And you had a different set of attorneys before, in 2022 and 2023. Did they do the same thing?
No, they didn't.
So, do you know what's discovery?
Yes.
What are form interrogatories?
Oh, I don't know what that means.
What is special interrogatory?
I do not know.
What are requests for admissions? You don't know, right? Is that fair? You don't know?
No.
You do know?
No.
Okay. And when your attorney responded to the written discovery on your behalf, did he or she show you the discovery responses? Did they email you a copy of it?
I mean, I will have to see what you're asking me.
I will show it to you. May I approach your honor? To show her the discovery only? Thank you, Your Honor. Yes. I will show it to you. So for identification purposes, it is form interrogatories set one dated September 30th of 2022.
That's right.
That's what it is? Okay. Just coming to show you this document. You can take a look at these pages. Did your attorney show you those documents at any time in your life?
I'm not quite sure. I don't think so, no. Well,
And I'm going to show you, with the court's permission, your responses, which were drafted and served on January 17th of 2023. May I approach on? We'll show you these documents as well. You can take a look at those documents. Do you ever remember receiving these documents from anyone, whether it was your attorney, the attorney's paralegal, a family member, anybody? Did they ever show you these documents when they responded on your behalf?
this one I saw. This one I saw.
Okay, you saw that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go over it with you. On the one that you're on the right, if you can look at 12.1. You see the question, 12.1?
Yeah, she's pretty, Cindy.
It would be, I believe, on the 6th or 7th page. And it will ask if there are any witnesses to this incident.
Yeah. Well, can you press it to me?
I'm sorry? Show
Press
it to you.
Yeah. Show me.
Can I approach on it?
Can she not read? What? Can she not read, y'all? What?
Did they ever show you these documents when they responded on your behalf?
This one I saw. This one I saw.
Okay. You saw that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go over it with you. On the one that you're on the right, if you can look at 12.1. You see the question, 12.1? It would be, I believe, on the 6th or 7th page. And it will ask if there are any witnesses to this incident.
Yeah. Well, can you press it to me?
I'm sorry? Show it to you.
Yeah.
Can I approach on it?
She very demanding. Hi, Zimmy. Very demanding. She said, point it to me. I don't have time to look.
It's on page 5, under 12.1. Did your attorney ask you if there were any witnesses to this incident?
It's blurry.
All right, we're just gonna avoid attorney privilege conversation.
And the relevant charge is the discovery issue, the subject.
Not a discovery issue, Your Honor. I'm asking her question about if there's any witnesses, and it's for impeachment purposes.
Impeachment.
Okay, and if you look at the response, there's a response there in the 50-page document to your left. May I show it to her, Your Honor?
It's not blurry on my end. Is it blurry on y'all end?
Sir, can you identify by page and line? I'm not
Sure.
by showing
I can show it to you first if you'd like.
I just,
I wanted her to talk about the response.
all right.
These are the questions. May I read the
Impeachment?
question?
What is impeachment?
It's your direct counsel.
Thank you. So first, I want to ask you if this is your signature on page 47. that your signature?
Oh, you're welcome.
It could be, because if it's like by electronic, that's how I sign, like.
And the question that I showed you, 12.1, just say, you want to read it or you want me to read it to you?
You can read it.
State the name, address, and telephone number of each individual who witnessed the incident. This is A, so paragraph A. Or the events occurring immediately before or after the incident.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the question is.
Yes.
As you sit here today, is it your testimony that Dr. Finke is a witness to the incident?
Yeah, it's almost as if he's scared to talk to her, like he scared her. It's like, ask the question, what is the problem? I don't get it.
So first, I want to ask you if this is your signature on page 47. Is that your signature?
It could be, because if it's like by electronic, that's how I sign, like.
And the question that I showed you, 12.1, just say, you want to read it or you want me to read it to you?
You can read it.
State the name, address, and telephone number of each individual who witnessed the incident. This is A, so paragraph A. Or the events occurring immediately before or after the incident.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the question is.
Yes.
As you sit here today, is it your testimony that Dr. Finke is a witness to the incident?
Absolutely.
He is a witness?
Yes, she knows. She was there.
Is Dr. Finke outside speaking with you?
Outside where?
On February 24th, 2018.
Hi, Cricket.
Outside, like.
In the hallway?
Yes.
He came out of his office?
Yes.
And your response in 12.1, this is what you responded with your attorney's assistance. So I won't hold you 100% at fault for it. But question, I withdraw. I apologize. The response is, responding party incorporates by reference the preliminary statement and general objections set forth above, subject to and without waiving the foregoing objections. Responding party responds as follows. Responding party may be contacted through defendant's counsel. The Monty Ellis may be contacted through plaintiff's counsel. And then it says unknown staff / employees at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, including at least 2 such
she is
persons
on trial.
who intervened during the incident. Discovery is continuing. Were you at Cedars-Sinai Hospital or Cedars-Sinai Medical Center when this incident occurred?
No.
Okay.
But to my knowledge, Dr. Finke works also for Cedars-Sinai, but we wasn't for Cedars-Sinai.
Is there any reason why your attorney or your prior attorney, yes or no? We're not going to say. And at the time when you saw Dr. Finke, you knew his name at that time, correct?
I didn't know his name. And for a while, when I was getting asked by lawyers like his name and like the receptionist's name, I didn't know it because I saw him one time. So I kind of like just forgot about him.
But when your attorney asked you for the name for purposes of trial, then you did remember the name.
I didn't remember the name. I told him there was 2 witnesses, the receptionist and the doctor. I told him it was a doctor. My doctor came out at the time, the guy that checked me, and the receptionist. She knows. She was there. He was there.
Who knows?
The plaintiff. She knows.
Yeah, but they came out after.
Because that's what separated. That's what separated and got in between us while we was verbally arguing.
Who got in between?
The female receptionist, she came out first and she started like telling her, like, "You're security, what are you doing?" And then that's when the doctor came out. He was like, "Go to my office." And that's when I just walked away, and that was the last of
So
it.
they didn't hear the beginning.
Okay, and 12.1 question. 12.1 subparagraph D. State the name, address, and telephone number of each individual who you or anyone acting on your behalf claim has knowledge of the incident. You just testified that Karan Newton was downstairs in the lobby on the date of the incident. You also testified that you told him different things about the incident. What is the reason, this is the question, what is the reason you did not disclose Karan Newton's name in discovery?
Because he wasn't upstairs.
Ma'am, wait, question. It's a question.
The person that characterizes the testimony is compound. It's irrelevant to the merits of the case.
Sustained.
In written discovery, were you asked to provide the name of your security guard?
Your Honor,
Yeah, but why don't we, I don't know what you're trying to impeach her on, because she hasn't testified to anything yet. You're saying it's impeachment, but you're not impeaching anything.
What is impeachment on a trial? Is he saying perjury?
Did you respond to special interrogatory set 1 through your attorney?
Your Honor.
All right, the court's going to sustain its own 352. Why don't you move on?
They said she was a hostile witness.
Do you consider Karan Newton to be a witness in this case? Okay?
No,
Sustained. Counsel, I need you to move on. This case isn't about discovery. You might want to move on to what it is about.
Is Tierra Malcolm a witness to this case?
Counsel, please.
Do you know of who the witnesses are to
All
this
right, we're going to take a break, folks. Why don't we take a 10-minute break? We'll resume at 3:55. Meantime, people have to discuss.
Hold on, let me find the. I mean, I don't. He trying to get up. Why is he saying impeachment? Has it changed from impeachment? I mean, from perjury to impeachment? Hold on. Let me find out. When did it become impeachment in a trial? Hold on. Impeachment? Hold on. Hold on. Let me.
All right, and Counsel, you want to resume your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Are y'all still with me? Can y'all hit the like button while we go to part 2? I need to research the impeachment on a trial. I thought that was just in, president. I'm gonna have to do a little homework. Are y'all still with me? Can y'all hear me? Yes, that's what she said.
Is there anybody else who drove with you to the building?
The girl said spit came out of Cardi B's mouth.
no.
What?
I want to take you a little bit through the incident.
Yeah, she pregnant.
Bring you back in time.
Hey, Bryant.
Do you agree that an incident?
All right, and Counsel, you want to resume your question?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Aside from Karan Newton, was there anybody else who drove with you to the building on February 24th of 2018?
No.
So now I want to take you
What was that?
through the incident, bring you back in time. Do you agree that an incident occurred on February 24th, 2018?
It was a verbal incident. Verbal.
But it was an incident, correct?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't feel like, I personally feel like if there's no physical touch.
Oh, girl,
Hello
stop.
and welcome to the second
Stop.
annual MPY Mid-Cap
So
Cup,
she's
presented
saying
by
that
State
she ain't
Street
putting
Investment
hands on you.
The golf
Do
challenge
your
where-
fingernails count?
I don't feel like, I personally feel like if there's no physical touch, there is no incident. There was a verbal altercation. If you think that that's an incident, a verbal altercation,
Yes, it's an incident.
for you. But we both have different opinions. It's a verbal altercation.
Do you need to
didn't
know a
hit me, I didn't
definition
hit
of
her. There
incident?
was no touch. So to me, it wasn't no incident.
Was there spitting?
Absolutely not.
Did you spit on Miss Ellis?
No.
Did you call her the N-word?
No.
What is your background? Are you
Oh
Hispanic,
my gosh.
white,
So
something
she
else?
said she didn't spit
background?
on him.
Yes.
Well,
what's the objection?
Irrelevance.
Sustain.
Would you consider yourself African American?
I consider myself Afro-Caribbean.
Ma'am, you need to give your attorney a second to object. What's your objection?
Relevance, yeah.
Sustain.
Have you ever used the N-word with Miss Amani Ellis?
No.
Did you try to take a swing at her?
No.
When you say there was a verbal altercation,
Yes.
do you know what the word altercation means?
No.
Like a conflict.
Like a fight, right?
It was, yeah, it was like a verbal fight. But it didn't get physical at all.
When I'm talking to you now, are we having a verbal altercation?
We having, we'll say, a debate.
We're debating about whether you assaulted and battered Miss Amani Ellis, correct?
It's no, well, I guess so, but I didn't touch her. She didn't touch me, so.
What proof do you have that you didn't touch her?
Objection, relevance, and also,
That's why you had to sustain.
Do you have any videos of the incident?
No.
Did you try to get videos of the incident?
I asked if there was videos, like I told them to, like I told my lawyers to check if there was videos, but there's no cameras, I guess, there was no cameras.
And when did you ask what year?
I feel like when I got sued, I was like, when I got sued, I was like, oh, I know I didn't touch her. Like, it's like, look for the cameras, because they'll tell you, I ain't touch her.
When you went to the building of 8920 Wilshire Boulevard, and you saw Amani Ellis there on the 5th floor, was she wearing her uniform as a security guard?
Yes. Okay.
You remember?
Again, you might want to just take a breath so your attorney can object.
Are you aware that my office is across the street?
No.
8920 Wilshire Boulevard. You remember that number? You agree that that's the correct number? The address.
I remember that I went there, but I don't really remember the address and stuff like that. I don't.
If I show you the building with the number on it, would that help refresh your recollection?
Hey, stop playing. Hey. Yes, she do use the word, and she's very physical.
Yes.
I showed, correct?
Yes.
Was that the correct building?
Yes.
And you remember entering the building, going up some stairs, taking the lobby elevator, and going to the 5th floor, correct?
Yes.
I need
When you
40.
exited, you saw Amani Ellis right there in front of you.
Yes. No. When I exited
Stop playing.
the elevator,
Okay.
not the building, the elevator.
Correct.
Yes.
On the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 3 elevators there?
I do not remember that.
At least 2 different elevator bays?
I don't remember that. I just remember me getting out the elevator. She was coming in. I was coming out. I could hear her. She was talking on the phone. And she said, oh my God, yo, Cardi B's here. So I kind of speed walk, but I feel her behind me. Then I hear her talking like, oh my God, Cardi B is here. So I turn around and she had her phone. She didn't have it here no more. Now she has it here. And I asked her, yo, why are you recording me? And she clearly looked like the security. She looked like the security guard. She's uniformed down. And I'm like, why are you recording me? Are you security? And she's like, oh, my bad. But then I'm walking, and I feel her still following me. So, like, as I'm walking, speed walking, trying to look for the office, I turn around again, and I'm like, why are you following me? She's like, because I can. I was like, no, you can't. Why are you following me for? Like, ain't you supposed to be security? And she's like, because I can. It's like, no, you can. And she's like getting closer and closer. Like, now she's like in front of me where I can't even like really maneuver. And I'm like, ain't you supposed to be security? Like, you grouped out, you're recording me. Now you're following me. Like, back up. And she's like, I can do what I want. It's like, no, you can. Like, you can't do what you want. And that's when we started arguing.
What did you say?
I was like, you can't do what you want. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like you're invading my privacy, and now we're like chest to chest practically. So I keep telling her like, you need to back up. And I'm thinking to myself like, this girl's big. She's big. She got big black boots on, and I'm like. Now she's literally right in my face, like on my chest, and we're arguing. And I keep telling her to back up, but she's not backing up. And we're arguing, cursing at each other. I did call her the B word. I did call her a bitch. My face. I did. Get my face. You're in my face. You're screaming in my face. We're like literally we're literally screaming at each other. And she kept telling me like, you're gonna leave my building. I'm not leaving. Like, how you harassing me? I'm not leaving. Like, how you telling me to leave? I came to see a doctor. You following me. You're recording me. I'm just trying to check my cat. You're recording me. And we're arguing. That's when the receptionist came out. She started wilding out like, this hit me, and I'm like, I did not hit her. I'm looking at like, girl, I can't even hit you if I want to. You're bigger than me and you're pregnant. And she just started wilding out like, this hit me. Then the doctor came out and he was like, go to my office. And after that, I just walk away. And that's just that.
Are you aware in the city of Beverly Hills, if a security guard tells you to leave the building, which they are security of, you would be required to do that? Do you agree with that?
Objection to all.
A security not supposed to.
Did Miss Imani Ellis tell you that you're causing a disturbance in the building?
No. She was causing a disturbance. She's recording me and following me.
Well, let's talk about that. Are people allowed to record you if they want to in a public place, which will be the building that you were at?
Objection. Objection calls for legal conclusion. Mischaracterizes.
Do you know if it's okay for someone to videotape you?
Objection calls for legal conclusion.
When she videotaped you, or maybe she didn't, what proof do you have that she was videotaping you?
She had her phone went from here to right here. And she said, like, yo, Cardi B, like, I seen her. I turned around and I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes.
Did you ever see the actual video recording of you on her phone? Yes or no?
No.
Could it be possible that she was recording you? She was simply holding her phone in front of you. Is that possible?
Objection.
Yes or no?
Calls for speculation.
What proof do you have that you were being recorded by Imani Ellis on February 24, 2018, aside from what you just told?
Objection.
Do you have any other proof?
Objection has to be answered.
Sustained.
Isn't it true that you usually wear your nails longer than what they are today?
Sometimes, most of the times, yes, and some of the times, no.
Most of the time, 90% of the time?
Lately, as in so far, I would say about, in the past year, I'll say about 70.
70% of
Yes.
the time. And when you wear them long, would you agree that they're about 3 inches long?
No, not all the time, no.
2 inches or more?
So,
It really depends.
Why don't we focus, she said in the last year, I don't know how long she has her nails in the last year is relevant to anything.
And when you had them in 2018, you also wore them long at that time too, correct?
I wear them long, but it really depends on the inches.
How long were your nails on February 24th, 2018 when you were at the building speaking or arguing or whatever you were doing with Imani Ellis?
They were 1 inch, they were square, coffin squared, and they had flat rhinestones.
Are rhinestones sharp?
No, not if they're flat. And they were in 3D, they were flat.
With the nails you have on right now, do you think that these nails are sharper or the ones that you had on the date of the incident?
I believe that they were not sharp that day. They were square. And sometimes, like, when it's acrylic and it's square, it's like a texture. And I always tell this to my nail tech, make sure that like you shape, like when you shape them, don't make them sharp on the side, or don't make them that sharp, because I don't want to.
You don't want to hurt it.
I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt nobody. I just, you know what I'm saying?
And in the past, when you had them sharp, you did hurt yourself, correct?
I never really hurt myself, but like just in case, I just be like, don't make them too pointy, because I just don't want them to be uncomfortable. Not pointy, but it's like a certain type of sharp that you just don't want.
And if you wanted to scratch or cut Miss Imani Ellis' face, you could have done it with both of your hands, either one or both, correct?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled. I'm not saying you did that right now. I'm asking a different question. Did you understand my question?
I mean, how would I fight? How would I fight somebody? I am mostly left-handed, so if I was to like do anything mostly, I'll do it mostly with the left hand. I'm really like.
You're good at fighting with your left hand, right?
Objection is characterized as the testimony.
Are you good at fighting with your left hand?
Objection lacks foundation.
Sustained.
Do you have any experience fighting with any martial arts experience or other type of experience to defend yourself should something occur in your life?
Objection relevance.
Overruled.
Not really, no.
So any type of fighting that you would be able to do, it would just be freestyle from your own knowledge of fighting, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Yeah.
They had flat rhinestones.
Are rhinestones sharp?
I heard her get hostile. I was in the other room. Bear with me.
Could it be possible that she was recording you? She was simply holding her phone in front of you. Is that possible?
Objection.
Yes or no?
Calls for speculation.
What proof do you have that you were being recorded by Imani Ellis on February 24, 2018, aside from what you just told?
Objection.
Do you have any other proof?
Objection has been answered.
Sustained.
Isn't it true that you usually wear your nails longer than what they are today?
Sometimes, most of the times, yes, and some of the times, no.
No, most of the time.
90% of the time.
Yes.
Lately, as in so far, I
Oh,
would say about, in the past year, I'd
Cardi.
say about 70.
70% of
Yes.
the time. And when you wear them long, would you agree that they're about 3 inches long?
No, not all the time, no.
2 inches or more?
So,
It really depends.
why don't we focus, she said in the last year, I don't know that, how long she has her nails in the last year is relevant to anything.
And when you had
Yeah,
them
we
in
go back to
2008,
the year.
2018, you also wore them long at that time too, correct?
I wear them long, but it really depends on the inches.
How long were your nails on February 24th, 2018 when you were at the building speaking or arguing or whatever you were doing with the Moneybaggyo?
They were 1 inch, they were square, coffin squared, and they had flat rhinestones.
Are rhinestones sharp?
Yeah.
No, not
Yeah,
if they're
girl.
flat. And they weren't 3D, they were flat.
With the nails you have on right now, do you think that these nails are sharper or the ones that you had on the date of the incident?
When my phone rings, it kicks me out like that. Bear with me. I'm back.
Sharp on the side,
That time too, correct?
I wear them long, but it really depends on the inches.
How long were your nails on February 24th, 2018 when you were at the building speaking or arguing or whatever you were doing with the Moneybaggyo?
They were 1 inch, they were square, coffin squared, and they had flat rhinestones.
Are rhinestones sharp?
No, not if they're flat. And they weren't 3D, they were flat.
With the nails you have on right now, do you think that these nails are sharper or the ones that you had on the date of the incident?
I believe that they were not sharp that day. They were square. And sometimes, like, when it's acrylic and it's square, it's like a texture. And I always tell this to my nail tech, make sure that like you shape, like when you shape them, don't make them sharp on the side, or don't make them that sharp, because I don't want to.
You don't want to hurt it.
I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt nobody. I just, you know what I'm saying?
And in the past, when you had them sharp, you did hurt yourself, correct?
I never really hurt myself, but like just in case, I just be like, don't make them too pointy, because I just don't want them to be uncomfortable. Not pointy, but it's like a certain type of sharp that you just don't want.
And if you wanted to scratch or cut Miss Imani else's face, you could have done it with both of your hands, either one or both, correct?
Objection calls for speculation. Overruled.
I'm not saying you did that right now. I'm asking a different question.
Yeah, you
Do you
could
understand
have.
my question?
I mean, how would I fight? How would I fight somebody?
Have you ever?
I am mostly left-handed, so if I was to like do anything mostly, I'll do it mostly with the left hand. I'm really like.
You're good at fighting with your left hand, aren't you?
Objection is characterized as a test.
But he asked her, could you hurt somebody with him? And she knows she could.
Foundation.
16.
Do you have any experience fighting with any like martial arts experience or other type of experience to defend yourself should something occur in your life?
Objection relevant.
Hood fighting.
Not really, no.
So any type of fighting that you would be able to do, it would just be freestyle from your own knowledge of fighting, correct?
Objection argumentative.
16.
When you enter a building such as this building or any building, experience.
Influencers
aren't new. Don't call it a comeback.
Do you have any experience fighting with any
Oh, she definitely a fighter. Hey, Philip.
type of experience to defend
Hi, Connie.
yourself should something occur in your life?
Objection, relevance.
Overall.
Not really, no.
So any type of fighting that you would be able to do, it would just be freestyle from your own knowledge of fighting, correct?
Objection, argumentative.
They gonna pull up Love and Hip Hop.
Would you use your left hand, your right hand, or both?
Objection. As
Both.
answered.
When you enter a building, such as this building or any building, oftentimes you will see that there's a security guard or a police officer or a sheriff guarding the building, correct? You saw that today here in the courthouse, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And on the date of the incident, the security guard...
Yeah, why did I jump back like she was in front of me?
The elevator, Amani Ellis was in your mind. Oftentimes, you will see that there's a security guard or a police officer or a sheriff guarding the building, correct? You saw that today here in the courthouse, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh.
And on the date of the incident, the security guard, police officer, or person securing that building, in your mind, when you saw Imani Ellis was in fact Imani Ellis. In your mind, when you got off the elevator, Imani Ellis was in your mind, your state of mind was that she was a security guard, correct?
Objection.
I think she's answered.
Yes.
And was there any doubt in your mind that she was a security guard?
There was no doubt in my mind that she was a security guard. She had the security guard outfit on. That's why I was so confused that she was so aggressive and she's supposed to protect me, the patient.
I understand. If Imani Ellis had in fact told you to leave the building, would you have listened because she was a security guard?
Objection. This is very hypothetical, irrelevant, lacks foundation.
Did Miss Imani Ellis tell you to leave the building at any point during your verbal or physical altercation on February 24th, 2018?
She told me, "You're gonna leave my building. You're gonna leave my building."
Okay. Are you aware that Imani Ellis was hired by the owner of that building and had the right to tell you to leave?
Objection. Calls for legal conclusion. Maximum.
When Imani Ellis told you to leave the building, did you follow her commands?
Objection. Relevance. Lacks foundation.
You can ask.
No, she wasn't acting like a security guard.
But she was a security guard.
Objection.
The security guard tried to attack patients.
The objection is sustained, we're not going to argue with each other.
Did you believe in your mind that Imani Ellis was a police officer?
No.
If you thought she was a police officer, would you have handled the situation the same way?
Objection. Incomplete hypothetical.
Sustained. Let's just focus on what did happen.
Now, when Imani Ellis spoke with you, when you exited the elevator, she spoke with you directly outside the elevator, the area directly outside the elevators, correct?
I don't believe she got inside the elevator. I don't believe she did.
That's my question is, did whatever happened between the two of you, did it happen inside the elevator, at the point of entry, or outside the elevator?
Outside the elevator and down the hallway.
Fine. And when Miss Ellis was asked the same question, Do you remember her saying that it happened outside of the elevator as well? Do you agree with her testimony?
It wasn't in front of the elevator anymore because I was walking and she was following me. So it wasn't in front of the elevator. It was outside the elevator because I already got off the elevator. I don't think she ever went inside the elevator because I felt her, as soon as I'm walking, I felt her walking right behind me. And then she said something. She said, "Oh my God, Cardi B." That's when I turned around. And she got the camera right here, like she recorded me. And I'm like, "Yo, why you recording me?" And she practically did admit that she recorded me because she said, "Oh, my bad." So.
And when she said, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B," or whatever you just said right now, when she said that, was that offensive to you?
It wasn't offensive. I just kept like power walking so I could avoid more contact. But she just kept following me.
Okay. And isn't it true that sometimes when you're walking around, different people will say, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B"?
Yeah.
Because they get excited.
Yeah.
And you had experienced that many times before you had that experience with Imani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And the reason you didn't like it from her is because she was a security guard and you felt it was unprofessional for her to say that to you. Is that true?
When she first said it, I didn't tell her nothing. I kept walking.
Why couldn't she say it? Why?
I never said she couldn't.
Okay. And she said it to you.
She said it to me and I kept walking.
What if she was not a security guard and she was just a random human and said, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B"? Would you have taken offense to that?
No,
You can answer.
I didn't even feel offended when she first said it. I felt offended when she kept following me. She recorded me, and you're supposed to be a security. You're not supposed to be recording patients going to any doctor, any.
Well, hold up.
That's what offended me. When she first said, "Oh my God, it's Cardi B," I just kept power walking.
Hold on. She said I didn't tell her she can't. Hold on.
When you exited the elevator building and had the right to tell you to leave.
Objection, calls for legal conclusion, maximum.
Hold
In your
on.
mind, when you got off the elevator, Imani Ellis was in your mind, your state of mind was that she was a security guard, correct?
Objection.
Yes. And
She just said I didn't tell her she couldn't, but you did.
There was no doubt in my mind that she was a security guard. She had the security guard outfit on. That's why I was so confused that she was so aggressive and she's supposed to protect me, the patient.
I understand. If Imani Ellis had in fact told you to leave the building, would you have listened because she was a security guard?
Objection, this is a complete hypothetical, irrelevant life foundation.
Did Miss Imani Ellis tell you to leave the building at any point during your verbal or physical altercation on February 24th, 2018?
She told me, "You're going to leave my building. You're going to leave my building."
Okay. Are you aware that Imani Ellis was hired by the owner of that building and had the right to tell you to leave?
Objection, calls for legal conclusion, maximum.
When Imani Ellis told you to leave the building, did you follow her command?
Objection. Relevance, life foundation.
You can answer.
No, she wasn't acting like a security guard.
But she was a security guard.
Objection.
The security guard tried to attack patients?
The objection is sustained, we're not going to argue with each other.
Did you believe in your mind that Imani Ellis was a police officer?
No.
If you thought she was a police officer, would you have handled the situation the same way?
Objection, incomplete hypothetical.
Sustained. Let's just focus on what happened.
They must stop giving conservatives this free gold Trump survivor coin. Starting this month, the 1776
No,
MAGA.
ma'am.
Just focus on what happened.
Ouch. Excuse me.
Now, when Imani Ellis spoke with you, when you
She is
exited the elevator,
on security guard name. Yes.
she spoke with you directly outside the elevator the area directly outside of the
She
elevator.
assaulted her, sliced her up
I don't believe she got inside the elevator.
with her fingernails and spit on her.
That's my question is, did whatever happened between the two of you, did it happen inside the elevator, at the point of entry, or outside the elevator?
Outside the elevator and down the hallway.
Fine. And when Miss Ellis was asked the same question, do you remember her saying that it happened outside of the elevator as well? Do you agree with her testimony?
It wasn't in front of the elevator anymore because I was walking and she was following me. So it wasn't in front of the elevator. It was outside the elevator because I already got off the elevator. I don't think she ever went inside the elevator because I felt her, as soon as I'm walking, I felt her walking right behind me. And then she said something. She said, "Oh my God, Cardi B." That's when I turned around. And she got the camera right here, like she recorded me. And I'm like, "Yo, why you recording me?" And she practically did admit that she recorded me because she said, "Oh, my bad."
I mean, so she didn't know. I mean, listen. You cannot be a celebrity and think people are not going to record you. That's stupid.
Whatever you just said right now. When she said that, was that offensive to you?
It wasn't offensive. I just kept power walking so I could avoid more contact. But she just kept following me.
Okay. And isn't it true that sometimes when you're walking around, different people will say, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B."
Yeah.
Because they get excited.
Yeah.
And you had experienced that many times before you had that experience with Money Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And the reason you didn't like it from her is because she was a security guard and you felt it was unprofessional for her to say that to you. Is that true?
When she first said it, I didn't tell her nothing. I kept walking.
Why couldn't she say it? Why?
I never said she couldn't.
Okay. And she said it to you.
She said it to me, and I kept walking.
What if she was not a security guard and she was just a random human and said, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B"? Would you have taken offense to that?
No,
You can answer.
I didn't even feel offended when she first said it. I felt offended when she kept following me. She recorded me, and you're supposed to be a security. You're not supposed to be recording patients going to any doctor, any.
She didn't know you was a
That's
patient.
what offend me.
You didn't
When
go
she
into the
first
doctor's
said,
office.
"Oh my God, it's Cardi B." I just kept power walking. I didn't say nothing. I said something the second time she said it, and I turned around and I saw that she was recording me. And I'm like, "Yo, why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?" And she said,
Yeah,
"Oh, my
but you
bad."
hadn't went into no doctor's office.
Kept following me, and now I'm getting annoyed. You're the
Yeah, she was finna say you fucking following me. Hold on, y'all. Let's get to the next one. Hold on. She's finna say you fucking following me. Yep. Hold on. I think it's one more. I don't know. Cardi may not win this one. She may not win this one.
Not sure if you saw the news, but Fox News is claiming President Trump is declining in the polls. President Trump responded.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to. She was still on the stand, so hold on. Oh, I cannot stand when it does that. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find the last one of her on the stand before.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you make
guess they took off the stand after that.
Thank you. May I please have you seat and start your first
Oh no, that's the doctor. Hold on, I got him earlier. Hold on. Maybe that's how they ended it for today. Now the one with the girl, I did the witness, I mean the victim earlier. I'm trying to see what is. Let's go here.
Your first and last name for the record?
Leanne Schmidt, Leanne, last name Shmidt.
Great, thank you. You may take this seat. Please watch your step.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Schmidt.
Good morning.
You are Monty Ellis' mother?
Yes, I am.
You gave birth to her, correct?
I did.
She's not adopted.
No, she's not.
Adopted.
How many kids do you have?
I have a total of 5 kids.
They ask some of the craziest
Imani
questions
is the
now.
eldest.
Did she live with you up until a certain period of time?
She lived with me from the time she was born until she was age 19.
Did Imani Ellis, during her time with you from 0 to 19, ever have one fight in her life?
Never.
Did she ever assault and battery?
Never.
Did she ever hit anybody?
Never.
Scratch anybody?
Never.
Did anyone hit Imani Ellis in those 19 years?
Never.
It's best to say not that I know of.
Know a little bit more about you. What do you do for a living?
I'm a licensed phlebotomist, currently working for Keck Medicine of USC.
And what is a phlebotomist, for those that don't know what it is?
The phlebotomist is a Greek word meaning a person who extracts blood from a vein via tube to vein.
And do you work in a medical center or hospital?
I work at Keck USC School of Medicine.
It's on the live before this one. All you have to do is hit that live.
You work for the university?
Yes.
As far as, are you aware of the facts of this case?
Yes, I am.
What is your understanding of it? Why are we here today? Objection,
That's your say.
Do you have any information about an assault and battery that occurred to Imani Ellis?
Objection, hearsay, that's in defense of it, unless she was there.
Were you there?
I was not.
Were you there in spirit?
Of course.
What is your understanding about your daughter's profession in 2018? What was her profession, to your understanding? Objection, hearsay,
Y'all please hit the like button, share the video, subscribe, join the membership.
2014.
I will be back tomorrow.
Yes, she was.
Day 3.
Objection, hearsay. You may answer.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Was Imani Ellis a security guard from 2014 to 2018?
Yes, she was.
And how do you know that?
I was there when she went on her interview, not physically there, but she did notify me of the interview, and she notified me of her hire date.
And was her plan to continue in security and law enforcement? Objection.
That's still his side.
She knows not what she was told.
Do you know if Imani Ellis was interested in being a police officer in the future?
Sustained.
Being a police officer in the future?
Sustained.
Did you notice some changes in Imani Ellis after this incident of February 24th, 2018?
Yes, I did.
What were the changes that you noticed?
I noticed changes in terms of a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, and just her general well-being has changed dramatically.
Were you advised, did you notice after the incident that Imani Ellis had a scar to her face?
I did.
And where was the scar?
The scar was located on the left side of her face.
And after she left your home when she was 19, when the incident occurred, she was approximately 25 years old, correct?
She was, yes, correct.
So in those 6 years where she didn't live with you full time, how far away was she, and did you see her on a regular basis?
I would see her probably maybe 2 to 3 times a week. We would visit frequently, yes.
And in those 25 years, did Miss Imani Ellis ever, to your knowledge, sustain a scar on her left or anywhere on her face?
Yes, she did sustain that scar. I visibly saw it myself.
No, I understand, but my question is,
Before.
aside from the incident, I guess the question what I want to know is, do you have knowledge if Miss Imani Ellis, your daughter, sustained this scar from somewhere else? Something else outside of this incident?
No.
Do you have any information for that?
Ma'am, if there's an objection, please let me rule on it. The objection's over.
So your understanding is that the scar to her face was caused from this incident?
Objection, the next foundation calls for speculation.
How do you know that the scar was to your daughter's face was caused by this incident?
Objection.
She
Lady and single.
You can answer.
She did notify me and called me right after the incident, telling me that she had been scratched in the face and spit on.
Okay. How long after the incident did you go and see your daughter? Or did she come to you?
She actually came to visit me, I believe, later that day.
Okay. Did she look upset? Was she crying? What happened?
She was hysterical, upset, crying, just upset throughout the whole situation.
And was your daughter a fan of Cardi B before this incident?
Absolutely.
Were you a fan of Cardi B before this incident?
Yes, I was.
Are you a fan of Cardi B now? When you said that your daughter was spit on, did your daughter tell you that? Did you see that? How did you learn it?
Your daughter mischaracterizes the textual and culture, her state, and their tax foundation.
Aside from, are you aware if your daughter had any car accidents?
Oh my goodness.
I withdraw the question. Were you advised that your daughter had a car accident in 2021 and 2023?
Objection, hearsay, life foundation.
Do you know if your daughter sustained injuries in any car accidents?
Objection, life foundation.
Earlier, you testified that your daughter had contacted you after the incident. Did she call you over the telephone?
She did.
Okay. If the incident occurred around 1:30 p.m., how long after the incident do you believe she called you?
I would say about 30 minutes after she called.
Could it have been a shorter time?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Could it have been a longer time?
Objection,
How did you come up with 30 minutes?
Based on around the time that she called, it was like a little bit after, right away after the incident. And so my speculation is 30 minutes.
And when she called you, was she crying? Was she yelling? What was she doing?
She was hysterically crying, upset, just overall just could barely get it out. She was so upset over the ordeal.
And what did she tell you?
Everything he gonna ask her, other than looking at the scar, is going to be hearsay.
Before moving
Right?
to next week, we had challenges that we had a local based
If
server,
she wasn't
we had
there-
a highly customized system.
Everything, if she wasn't there, it's gonna be hearsay. Except, did she have a scar?
Just so we're clear, your daughter is now 32?
Correct.
In these 32 years, have you seen your daughter fight physically with anybody?
Not one fight, not even in school.
Okay.
You won't see her fight in
Would you
school.
consider her
man.
a peacemaker?
Objection, that's foundation, also speculation.
You can.
Absolutely.
And why is that?
Imani is a very compassionate person. I believe that she has very good, she has very good character in terms of having a sense of sensitivity to others and how they feel.
Do you know what Imani Ellis does with her time now as far as work?
Objection, that's foundation, hearsay.
Do you ever speak with Imani Ellis about her current profession?
No, not really.
And she's currently somewhere in the medical field, is that correct?
Objection, that's foundation, also speculation, and
Earlier, you testified that Imani Ellis was spit on. Where did you learn that information?
objection.
That's hearsay.
Sorry. Have you ever seen Cardi B before today?
On television,
How many times?
too many to count.
More than 5?
Yes.
More than 50?
Objection, relevance.
When you saw her in television, isn't it true that her nails are always very long?
Objection, that's foundation, also speculation, and relevance.
Y'all, so I'll be back in
If you
tomorrow.
look at the defendant now, you see her fingernails?
Yes.
Oh, they normally
Consider
way
those
longer.
Short, long, or medium fingernails?
Objection.
Short.
Black foundation.
Did you, when you saw Cardi B, did she ever have fingernails that size?
No, they were always very long.
How long?
2 to 3 inches long.
So what you see now is not normal, correct?
Correct.
Nope, it's not normal, y'all.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a few questions. You love your daughter, right?
Absolutely.
And you're here to help her, right?
Yes.
And you believe her.
Yes.
And you believe her even if you don't need evidence to believe her, do you?
I believe her.
Okay. Were you aware that when she was, when this happened, 2 days after the alleged incident, that your daughter wrote her boss and admitted yelling and cursing, or yelling at Cardi?
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Objection, hearsay. Are you aware that your daughter, in an incident report to her boss 2 days after the alleged incident, admitted
Yeah, we was yelling.
to her boss
She scratched me in my face.
that she had gotten into a screaming match with Cardi and had yelled at Cardi?
Objection, misstates the document.
Are you aware that that your daughter apologized to Ally for her misconduct that day?
Objection misstates the document.
Are you aware of that, ma'am?
I was not involved in that conversation, so no, I was not aware of that.
And were you aware that in her report to her boss 2 days after the incident, she instead claimed that Cardi had scratched your daughter's nose?
Again, I was not a part of that conversation, nor email or text, so I do not know.
Okay. All the questions I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Actually, I don't have any questions.
All right, any questions from the jury? All right, can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thanks for coming down, man.
Thank you.
All right, does plaintiff have another witness to call?
Yes, Your Honor. Plaintiff calls Diane Schmidt. Can this witness stay here now that she's testified?
If she's not going to be recalled.
She's not going to be recalled, Your Honor.
What's that?
She might be recalled, yes.
Then no.
Thank you. I will get her.
Here come Granny, y'all. Y'all still with me? Here come Granny.
Part Providence Falls special event.
Liam O'Connor, we're offering you a chance for redemption.
She got her mama and her granny. They say you're not gonna jump on my daughter. I don't care who my granddaughter, my grandbaby either. I don't care who you are. But she most definitely downplayed her nails for sure. That's kind of like Quit went to cook with his tattoo covered up. So Cardi incognito. I know she don't know how to act with them little fingernails she got on. They shorter than mine. And mine, I think mine long. Hers be like, whoa, like scissors, like Freddy Krueger. Whatever his name, Krueger.
Thank you. Please stand right next to the court reporter. That's fine.
Right there.
That's fine. Thank
Grand,
you. Please raise your
grand.
right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court
Eddie
shall be the truth,
Scissorhands.
the whole truth,
Yep.
and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record, please?
They be wrong for bringing Granny out, man.
Great, thank you. You may take a seat. Please watch your step.
Hey, Gran, where you at? There go Gran. That's my mama name, Gran. Hey, Gran.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. You're Imani Ellis's grandmother?
I am.
You live in Las Vegas?
I do.
And what did you do for a living before you retired?
I work for City National Bank
For how many
here
years?
in LA.
How many years?
Probably 12 years, 13 years. I retired from there.
Did you, you are, I'm sorry.
So she's saying we ain't no pump. Oh, I'm very low. Hold on, y'all.
What type of basis would you see Imani Ellis?
Hold on, man. Make sure y'all can still
She
hear.
has to come see me every month. Unless business takes her other way, elsewhere. She's there almost every month.
What if we go a little further? When she was born in 1992 up until the present, you saw her regularly?
I saw her every week. Every week. In fact, when she came home from the hospital, she came to me. Her mother was
Hospital?
sick.
Oh.
She was sick for a while, but she came to me every weekend, her and her other sister.
And you were involved in her day-to-day activities, the weekly activities?
Sometimes when she asked or whatever.
Did she ever get in any fights, to your knowledge?
Never. She was always the mediator. She always tried to keep things calm. She has 5 brothers and sisters. She tries always to keep it. She's the eldest, so.
Do you consider her a peacemaker?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
What is your understanding of how she got the scar to her face?
What is what?
Do you know how Imani Ellis got the scar to her face?
Objection. Life Foundation. Leading.
Sustained.
Are you aware that Imani Ellis was assaulted and battered in 2018?
Way objection.
Counsel, okay, focus on what you know.
Tell us what you know.
Imani Ellis was ever assaulted?
Yes, I do. She called me almost after it.
Did she come? Did you see her after on such and such day with bruises on her face?
Did you notice a change in Imani Ellis in some point in her life?
Well, after this incident, she was depressed. She was really disappointed. I think she liked Cardi before the incident, and she was shocked that she was reacted that way.
I can see that.
And she just was depressed, and every time she relived it, listening to her music on the radio, and it was kind of she couldn't really avoid it. So it affected her because she couldn't make it right.
And the incident you were just telling us about, when approximately did it happen to your knowledge?
Well, it was right after my birthday, but it was, I don't know what the year was, but it was a long time ago.
When is your birthday?
February 16th.
If I told you the incident happened on February 24th of 2018, would that refresh your recollection?
Yeah, that sounds pretty clear. I don't know, is it 2018?
Yes.
Yeah, that's about right.
And you noticed the change in your granddaughter after 2018?
Yeah.
Right after your birthday?
Yeah.
Did you see the scar to Imani Ellis's face after February 24th of 2018?
Objection. Life Foundation. Leading.
You can answer.
I can't? Yeah, I did. She was, well, she's a pretty girl. She wants to maintain her face, and it was like she felt it damaged her face, and she was trying to make that right.
Her self-esteem.
Now, let's take it from birth, 1992 up until February 24th of 2018.
Okay.
In that time period, did Imani Ellis, to your knowledge, ever sustain a scar to anywhere on her face?
Not that I know of.
Did you ever see a scar during that
Never.
time frame? And after this incident on February 24th of 2018, you with your own eyes saw the scar to her face?
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Okay. And when she got plastic surgery from Dr. Mulliken, did it improve?
Oh.
You can ask me.
Yeah, he was actually a very good surgeon. He covered it very well.
And it is still present now a little bit, correct?
Very slightly, but she's lucky.
She lucky. Oh, wow.
No further questions. Thank you. All right.
She said she lucky, y'all. He did a good job. It's still there, but she lucky. It could have been worse.
Hello, Ms. Schmidt.
Oh, wow.
My name is Peter Anderson, and I just have a few questions for you. Thank you for coming in. I take it you love your granddaughter, correct?
Yeah.
And you're here to help her, right?
Well, if I can.
Thank you. And I apologize for objecting. It's one of the things that I have to do in order to be a lawyer.
I understand.
So thank you. I appreciate that. And you don't need evidence to believe her. She's your granddaughter, right?
She either has it or she doesn't. I mean, you either see it or you don't.
Okay.
She must have messed with, yeah.
You know she was employed as a security guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, but...
That's a yes.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for the court reporter if someone says,
Okay.
You knew she was employed as a security guard, and you note that she was fired after the alleged incident with Cardi.
Objection misstates the testimony.
Sustained.
Well, let me go back. You knew that she was employed as a security guard, right?
Yes.
And were you aware she was fired?
Objection calls for speculation.
But
can answer the question. Were you aware that she was fired as a security guard?
It was my understanding she was told that she was going to be fired.
Okay.
By Cardi B. By Cardi B.
That
She said by her.
2 days after the incident,
Granny said by her.
you can answer the question. Were you aware that she was fired as a security guard?
It was my understanding she was told that she was going to be fired.
Okay.
By Cardi.
Were you aware that at the time, 2 days after the incident, she apologized to the security guard company for
That's what most employees would do.
that day of the alleged incident?
I told you she's a person that tries to make sure everything is straightened out, so she apologized for what she saw as a disturbance, I think.
Were you aware that she apologized to the security company that employed her for her own misconduct?
No. I don't know.
Objection calls for speculation. Did she ever tell you that?
No, I didn't discuss that with her.
Did she ever tell you that she told the company that employed her that Cardi scratched her on her nose, not her cheek? Objection misstates the document. Over. She didn't tell you that, did she?
What?
She didn't tell you
just
that.
that she was like, her finger was all over her face. So I mean, it could be land anywhere.
Okay, but
That's-
you only saw a scar, you say,
On her cheek.
on her cheek. You never saw any scar on her nose, did you?
No, not on her nose. I didn't.
Did you notice a scar on her nose, ma'am?
No.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh.
And I think that's all the questions that I have for you. Thank you. All right, yes, sir.
I like this granny.
Are you aware that in the incident report that council asked you about, your granddaughter expressed that the defendant pointed her 3-inch acrylic fingernails into her face?
Objection. Outside the scope.
Are you aware in the incident report which counsel represented that your granddaughter apologized, are you aware that she apologized for being belittled?
Objection. I'm sorry. Objection that this represents the document outside the scope.
Are you aware that she apologized for being called?
Counsel, I'm sure it's established that she knows anything about that statement.
Do you know things about the statement, like the different words that were used against your granddaughter?
Objection.
It would be hearsay.
Argumentative.
Are you aware that your granddaughter was called the N-word?
Objection.
Sustained. Counsel, do you have anything further?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
Do you have anything further?
Yes. If your granddaughter apologized, could she have been apologizing for her part of the incident?
Objection. Sustained.
Isn't it true that in every incident there's two parts?
Objection.
And people are responsible for their
Counsel,
side
as
of
a
the
fact
story?
witness, do you have any questions about facts?
Sorry, one moment.
I would say, isn't it true that she often always apologizes even if she didn't do anything wrong?
All right, questions from the jury?
I just said something like that.
You want to write that up, please?
Okay, y'all, I'll be back tomorrow. I think this is it. Yeah, it's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.